and they had to change the colour of this one not long after the war started, as they had yards and yards of these tractors sitting assembled next to the Dagenham factory, and yards of Roadless tractors were very, very visible from the air, and obviously very vulnerable from the Luftwaffe. So they decided to change the colour to a dark green, which helped them blend in with the countryside, both at the factory and in the fields. Now, we have the very dark green we were talking about. This is a later one from the wartime period. Right. Angus Blacklaw's at the wheel, and it's got a lovely old Visit sail reaper on the back of it there, a horse-drawn reaper converted to the tractor. And as I said, these wartime tractors very easily distinguished. This one has the narrow wings, the wings that were cut to save steel during the war. You see the front tractor has wide wings, the second one has narrow wings. Then after the war, Ford were desperate to bring out a new range of tractors, but the government wouldn't let them stop production and set up new tooling. So this stopgap measure came in, the E27N, which came out in about June 1945, and we remained in production till 1951. And a huge number of these E27s graced the fields, and they were really just a Fordson N, just improved slightly and put into this higher clearance row crop configuration. But it was still very much a Fordson N and not really the tractor that Fordson wanted to build, which was the one behind it that Dave Starford is driving. Fordson Diesel Major was launched in late 1951, and it was a huge success. And this really was the tractor that switched British farmers over to diesel power. This factory fitted diesel engine became a must-have tractor. You could get a Fordson Major in petrol paraffin and petrol configurations, but it was the diesel ones that sold in big numbers, and that was what really switched the farmers onto diesel power. Now, here we have a new performance Super Major in this different colour scheme of blue and Fordson grey. The new performance range came out 63 for only a very short time, and this new worldwide corporate colour scheme of Fordson blue and Fordson grey. In about 1957, the Major got a workmate, and its workmate was the little Fordson Dexter. And here is Fergie Meldrum at the wheel of his original style Dexter. This one's fitted with a cab. So this was a very able little tractor with a 3-cylinder Perkins engine under the bonnet there. And this was the little brother or sister to the big Major. Bob Brown is next, and on the back of Bob's Dexter he has a butt brake, so he's fitting in with a silage theme as well as a Ford theme. Now let's hope we can get all these guys into them. There's a huge turnout of Fords here. Another Dexter coming along. This is a Super Dexter with the different styling there. There was upgrades to the engine as well, and the Super Dexter came along. Actually, was eventually superseded by the Super Dexter New Performance, which John Lamont is in here. The New Performance Dexter with the cab and the Viking Dairy fertiliser spreader on the back. And then the Royal Wide Range, the Ford 6X range came out in 1964, built at Basildon. The new factory production, tractor production shifted from Dagenham to Basildon. Donald Wilson from Kenny here with his Ford 3000. Three-force as they call them in the business. The straightforward gear shift as opposed to the selector speed that Ford had brought out at the time, which never caught on. Another 3000 three-force with a loader brackets on there. And then Lewis Aitchison with his Ford 3000, the 6Y series, the later ones that were built in 1968. The first X series, there was all sorts of problems with them, and Ford sorted the problems out and brought out this new range, the Y series. And these came out in 1968 and were even more popular than the original ones with the white noses. And then in 1975, Ford upgraded again, and everything was branded as the 600 range. And this is Rob Young with a 436. Again, aimed at the same market, the same horsepower bracket. The next size up is the 46, and this is after landing the wheel of his Ford 46. And the 600s were these old original Ford Fico cabs weren't on the go very long when the new legislation changed in '76 and they all were fitted with the GPN built bubble carbs, safety quiet carbs. Now, Alan Todd's in with a Ford Ferguson 2AM, and this was a tractor built by Henry Ford in America to Harry Ferguson's design, incorporating his 3-point linkage. So this tractor can slot into the Ferguson lineups or the Fordson lineups. It's got a genuine pedigree of them all. Now, I am in grave danger of getting run over in here. Now, here we are talking about tractors. I saw a 3000 coming in, an industrial 3000 from Dave Pearson. Turned out in the yellow colours of industrial use. Used in construction industry, in factories industry, highways, councils. I'm relying on the tractor driver's judgment here. That keep out of the way. Another 3000 there from Dave Payne with the Eco cab with the canvas roof as opposed to the hard top roof. Now, we'll get at the front. We've got some of the county boys. They've come down from Aberdeenshire. So we're absolutely delighted to see the county club again. Tony Wood from Inch with a 20 Super 4, 754, 75